Hello, my dear students. How are you? Today, we'll try to learn about mirror. So, what is a mirror? A mirror is a glass plate where it is highly polished by mercury and the light ray can make a regular reflection. That is called mirror. So, there are two types of mirror. First is plane mirror. We can see this is a plane surface, so it is called plane mirror, and another is spherical mirror because this is a curve type mirror and this is a part of a sphere definitely. That's why it is called spherical mirror. There are two types of spherical mirror. One is concave mirror and another is convex mirror. Okay, so if you want to know about a mirror, so first of all you have to know about the image. What is image? There are two types of image: real image and virtual image. When the image of an object will form at the same side of the incident light, then that will be called real image. And when the image will form just the opposite side of the incident ray of light, then that will be called virtual image. So there are two types of image. One is real image and another is virtual image. Okay, so real image is formed at the same side of incident ray of light and virtual image is formed at the opposite side of the incident ray of light. Now the image diagram, as for example, this is a plane plane mirror. This is a plane mirror. Okay, this is, and suppose this is an object. We can see this is a tree A and B. The top point of this tree is A and the bottom point of this tree is B. So if you want to draw the image formation diagram of this tree, first of all you have to draw the top point of this tree image, and then you have to draw the bottom point of this tree image. So for the top point, this is the point A. If you want to draw the image for this point A, with the help of the law of reflection, we know the incident angle and reflecting angle will always remain same. Therefore, if you draw an incident ray at this point and this is the normal for this point, therefore this is incident angle and this is reflecting angle, I and R. So the reflecting ray is going through this path. So if you just make a dotted line just behind the mirror and another incident ray, suppose this is an incident ray, this will just reflect at the same way with opposite direction because this ray is coming through the normal. This is the law of reflection. Okay, so this ray will just back through the same direction, opposite direction. Therefore, if you make a dotted line for this reflecting ray, so these two dotted line will intersect at this point, which is A dash, and A dash will be the image of A. Same, if you follow the same procedure, then you can also find the image for point B, which is the bottom point of this tree. Therefore, the image will form in this point of this tree where this is the object and this is the image, and definitely this is a virtual image because this image is forming just behind of the glass, or this image is forming opposite side of the incident ray of light. Okay, this is a basic diagram for the image formation of a plane mirror. Then the spherical mirror. There are two types of spherical mirror. One is convex mirror and another is concave mirror. So what is concave and convex mirror? First of all, what is spherical mirror? Spherical mirror is the mirror which is a part of a sphere. Suppose this is a mirror, right? So this mirror is a part of this sphere. That's why it is called spherical mirror. Though this is a part of a sphere, therefore it must have to be a center. So C is the center of this sphere. So we can say for this picture of mirror, C is the center of this mirror, and the top point of a sphere, part of a sphere, which is spherical mirror, as for example, this is convex mirror, this point will be called pole, the highest point. Suppose this is a mirror. Here the highest point is this point. This point is called pole. Therefore, this point is center or center of the curvature, and this point is pole. And if you draw a straight line by the help of these 2 points, this line will be called principal axis. This line will be called principal axis, and the middle point of the center of the curvature and the pole is focal point. This is called focal point. Okay, and this mirror is polished by mercury just this side, and this side is the front side of this mirror. That's why this mirror is called convex mirror. And if you polished with mercury at the opposite side, and if the front side of the mirror is the inner side, then it will be called concave. As for example, concave, cave, that is, we can see the cave in the hill. This is like cave, so this mirror will called concave, and when the front side of this side, then this mirror will call convex mirror. Okay, so these are the simple diagram of convex and concave mirror. So now we'll learn the 4 rules of spherical mirror to draw an image diagram. Rule number 1. When here this is center of the curvature, this is focal point, and this is pole. We have discussed all these 3 things just in this picture. Okay, now when the incident ray will parallel with the main axis or principal axis. I am repeating this sentence: when the incident ray is parallel with the main axis, then the reflecting ray will go through the focal point. Okay, this is focal point. If incident ray is parallel with the main axis, then the reflecting ray will go through the focal point. Okay, this is concave mirror and this is convex mirror. Here, when the incident ray is coming with parallel with the main axis, then the reflecting ray will go through this direction, and it will seem to be this ray is coming from the focal point of this mirror. Okay, so for concave mirror, this will be the reflecting ray, and for convex mirror, this will be the reflecting ray. For this situation, the reflecting ray seems to be that is come from the focal point. This is rules number 1. This is rules number 1. Next, the rules number 2, when the incident ray will go through the focal point, then the reflecting ray will parallel with the principal axis. Okay, and for the convex mirror, when the incident ray will come through the focal point, then the reflecting ray will go parallelly with the principal axis. Okay, this is the second rules. Then third rules, when the incident ray will come through the center of the curvature, then it will just go back at the same path with opposite direction. Here the center of the curvature is this point and the incident ray is coming by this direction, so the reflecting ray will go at the same path but opposite direction. Okay, this is the rules number 3. For the convex mirror, if this is the center of the curvature, this is the principal axis, and this is the focal point, this is the pole. Therefore, if this is the center of the curvature, if a ray just fall on this way on this mirror, then just it will back at the same way with opposite direction. Okay, because this is coming through the center of the curvature. This is the third rules. And the fourth rules is that when an incident ray will just fall on the pole. Okay, when the incident ray just fall on the pole, then it will follow the reflection of light for the plane mirror. So the incident angle, this is the principal axis, the incident angle and reflecting angle will be same if the incident ray just fall on the pole. These are the 4 rules for drawing the image diagram for spherical. We will discuss about the image formation for spherical mirror. Here we have a concave mirror. This is the front side and this is the back side for these 6 types of picture. And if the object is just come or placed, if the object is placed for the picture number A, if the object is placed at the infinite distance, okay, infinite distance, then the image will form in the focal point. Now picture number B, if the object is placed just between the center of the curvature and the infinite distance, as for example, this is the center of the curvature and the object is just placed at this point. Therefore, we know the 4 rules for drawing any kind of image diagram. So for this object, first of all, if you draw an incident ray which is parallel with the principal axis, then this ray will go through focal point. And if you draw another incident ray which is just falling through the center of the curvature, then this ray will just go back through the same path with opposite direction. So the intersection point for this point A is here. Therefore, if you draw a normal to the principal axis, then you can easily find the image of the object AB is A dash B dash. Here we can see this image is inverted definitely, because for the object A was on the top position, but for this image we can see A is just the bottom position. So we can say this image is inverted, and this image is definitely a real image. For the third picture, we can see the object is just placed at the center of the curvature. Then we can easily follow the 4 rules. So one rule is drawing a parallel line with respect to the principal axis, then the reflecting ray will go through the focal point. Then if you draw another line through the focal point, then the reflecting ray will go parallelly with respect to the principal axis. Therefore, the intersection point for these two incident ray is A dash. So the image of A will form at this point. So this image will just equal, the magnification for this image will be 1, but inverted and definitely real image, because this image is at the same side of the incident ray of light. Okay, here the magnification, we will discuss this in the next video. Okay, now in this video we are trying to clear about mirror and image. For the fourth picture, the image is just coming towards the mirror. Okay, first picture, the object was at infinite distance. In second picture, the object was just between the center of the curvature and infinite distance. In third picture, we can see the object is just on the center of the curvature. Now the fourth picture is the object is between the center of the curvature and focal point. Okay, so for this situation, first of all we have to draw an incident ray which is parallel with the principal axis. Then the reflecting ray will definitely go through the focal point. Now if we draw another ray which is on the center of the curvature, here the center of the curvature is this point, so we are drawing the incident ray to this path, then definitely it will back to the opposite direction of this path. So these two reflecting ray will intersect at this point. So the object of AB, the image of the object of AB will form A dash B dash. This image is also real and inverted image, but this image is greater than the object, we can say. And next step is, if you place the object at the focal point, if you place the object at the focal point, then the image will form at the infinite distance. Okay, here the parallel with the main axis, the reflecting ray will go through this direction, and center of the curvature, this reflection will go through this direction. We can see these two reflecting ray is going parallelly, so we cannot find any intersection point. Therefore we can say, for this situation, if you place the object at the focal point, then the image will form at the infinite distance. And finally, if you place the image just between the focal point and the pole, then the image will form just behind of the mirror. This is the only position for making a virtual image for concave mirror. Okay, so the important question is that if anybody asks you how can you get a virtual image by using concave mirror, so the answer will be, if you place the object just between the focal point and the pole, then you can easily get a virtual image of an object. Okay, therefore if you placed an object just between the focal point and pole, then the fourth rules, if this incident ray just fall on the pole, then it will be obey the rules of reflection just like a plane mirror. Okay, then if you draw another incident ray which is just through the center of the curvature, then this ray will just bend to this direction. So we can see these two direction of reflecting ray will never intersect at the same side of incident ray of light. But if you make a dotted line by these two rays, you can get an intersection point what will seems to be intersecting just behind of this mirror. Okay, so the image of this object AB will form in this position, and this is A, therefore this is A dash and this is B dash, and this image is definitely a virtual image. So we have seen the 6 types of position of an object for forming the image by using a concave mirror. Okay, first position was infinite distance, second position was just between the center of the curvature and infinite distance, the third position was just on the center of the curvature, the fourth position of object was just between the center of the curvature and focal point, and the fifth position was just on the focal point where the image is forming at the infinite distance, and finally when the object is placing just between focal point and pole, the image is forming just behind the mirror, and it is definitely a virtual image. And this topic is very important for any kind of examination. Please note it. Okay, now we will see animation. Here we can see this is a concave mirror. This is a concave mirror, and the object is moving towards the mirror and the image is moving backward the mirrors. Okay, let's see, this object is just moving towards the mirror, and the yellow line is replacing the image of this object. We can see here the infinite distance to center of the curvature to focal point to between focal point and pole, the image is forming. So this is the rules for drawing any kind of diagram of image for concave mirror. Okay.